Hello there, very good evening and welcome to your Primetime News Bulletin. I'm Shane Silva.
And I'm Nicola D'Souza. Let's now take a look at tonight's headlines.
Headlines on News First at 9.
15 people killed in road accidents in the island over the past 24 hours. Death toll from accident in Bandaravela rises to 10. Suspect in the brutal murder of 5 people in Anuradhapura arrested. Kalata Athukorala resigns from the UNP's Leadership Council. And North Central Province Education Minister changed.
News First at 9.
On to your stories in detail now. 15 deaths have been reported due to motor accidents that took place in several parts of the island over the past 24 hours, ending at 6 p.m. today.
10 of these deaths were following a bus accident that occurred in the Punagala Road in Bandaravela last evening, which also left 18 others injured.
The fatal accident had occurred at around 6:50 last evening in the 9th mile post area in Mapitia on the Punagala Road. A SLTP bus plying from Bandaravela to Punagala had veered off the road and fallen into a 350-foot precipice. Since this was the last bus operating from Bandaravela to Punagala, a large number of passengers, especially those heading home after work, had boarded the bus last evening. With news of the accident, the Army, Police, District Disaster Management officers and area residents arrived at the scene and acted swiftly to rescue those in the bus. The injured were rushed to the Bandaravela District Hospital and the Diathalava Base Hospital, while it was later reported that 10 persons had succumbed to their injuries. 5 of them were women.
These are
visuals from the scene of the accident involving a bus flying from Bandaravela to Punagala. I am standing nearly 300 feet below the road on which this bus operates. This is what is left of the bus.
Bandaravela සිට පුණාගල දක්වා දහවනිය බස් රථය අනතුරට පත් ඇති ආකාරය මේ දර්ශනවලින්
11 people who were injured in the accident are receiving treatment at the Diathalava Base Hospital, while 7 others have been admitted to the Badulla General Hospital. A spokesperson at the Badulla General Hospital said that 1 person is receiving treatment at the intensive care unit. The police say that the bus driver and his assistant were also injured.
The bus was moving here and there. Then it fell into a precipice. I don't know what happened after that.
Director of the Diathalava Base Hospital says that 1 person is in a critical condition. 5 men have been admitted to the surgery unit, while 2 women have been admitted to the women's surgery unit, and they are receiving treatment under the supervision of a specialist surgeon at the Diathalava Base Hospital. In addition, 3 persons are being treated in the intensive care unit, and 1 of them is in a critical condition. According to the police, the remains of 8 persons who died in the accident have been placed at the Bandaravela Hospital morgue, while the remains of 2 persons are lying at the Diathalava Hospital morgue. The police say the bodies will be handed over to relatives following the post-mortem examinations.
Police
investigations have revealed that there was an unfavorable weather at the time of the accident. There was heavy mist. However, the bus driver had disregarded these conditions.
Here's a look at other accidents that occurred in other parts of the island.
2 persons were killed when a motorbike collided with a train at an unguarded level crossing in Hampson town in the Vanavasala area, which belongs to the Paliagoda Police Division. According to the police, the motorbike had collided with a train plying from Colombo to Trincomalee at around 9:20 last night. Several vehicles travel on this route due to congestion. Trains operate every 5 minutes on this track. Therefore, rail gates are necessary for this level crossing. If not, there will be more harm to lives. The police say 1 person had died on the spot, while the other died upon admission to the National Hospital. One of the deceased has been identified as Pradeep Rasanga Samara Vikrama, a 29-year-old resident of the Vanavasala area in Kalaniya.
They went everywhere together.
An individual died near the Ratgama level crossing after he was hit by the night mail flying from Colombo to Mathura. The police say that the individual was speaking on his mobile phone when he met with the accident. The deceased has been identified as A. Lasit, a 36-year-old resident of the Vallabada area in Busa. An army cab which was travelling from Jaffna to Vavuniya met with an accident at around 5 this morning in Kanagarayan Kulam, which resulted in the death of an army officer. The police say that another 4 officers were injured in the incident. The body of the deceased army officer has been placed at the Mankulam hospital, while the injured have been admitted to the Vavuniya hospital. Furthermore, 3 persons were seriously injured in a motor accident in the Megahapitiya area on the Monoragala, Dambagalla, Maria Rava main road this morning. The accident occurred when 2 motorbikes had collided with each other at around 7 this morning. The injured were rushed to the Dambagalla Rural Hospital and were later transferred to the Monoragala District Hospital. News First U reporter Nuranga Samarasinghe filed this report on an accident which took place when a lorry crashed onto an electricity post located near the old bus stand in Anuradhapura. He said that the driver of the lorry was admitted to the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital.
A suspect in the grisly murder of 5 people inside a house in Anuradhapura has been arrested by the police.
The police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohan said that the suspect was arrested in the Hassalaka area in Kandy. The police say that the suspect had 150,000 rupees in cash in his possession.
Crime Watch investigation has more details.
5 persons were found murdered inside a house in the Viara Halmilakulama area in Anuradhapura. The police say that the bodies of a mother and her son who had sold their house located in the Hassalaka area were among those murdered inside the house in the Viara Halmilakulama. The woman and her son who had arrived in the Viara Halmilakulama area to buy a house had spent the night at her sister's house. An individual who had arrived in a lorry carrying the woman's belongings from her previous house in the Hassalaka had also stayed at the woman's sister's home. The woman, her son, her sister and her niece and nephew were found murdered inside the house. A neighbor who realized that the occupants of the house were not to be seen and therefore made inquiries explain what she saw.
My husband and I went to see what happened. We called out to the lady in the house, but there was no response. Then I opened the door and went inside. I saw her body covered in a cloth. My husband said not to do anything. He later told me that she was killed.
The husband of the woman who resided in the house located in the Viara Halmilakulama is receiving treatment at the intensive care unit of Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital after sustaining injuries in the incident. According to the police, the individual who had arrived in the lorry had disappeared following the incident. The magisterial inquest was conducted this afternoon.
The United Leadership Council, which was appointed at the United National Party Working Committee meeting yesterday, convened today.
The United Leadership Council, chaired by parliamentarian Karu Jayasuriya, convened at the UNP headquarters, Sirikota in Kotte today. Although the council consists of 9 members, only 6 members were present today. The working committee instructed yesterday that the United Leadership Council, chaired by Karu Jayasuriya, must consist of 9 members. Accordingly, Ranil Wickramasinghe will serve as the national leader of the party and will also be the opposition leader in parliamentary matters and other matters in the opposition, including working with the party and other organizations. The national leader will also be vested with the responsibility pertaining to political propaganda campaigns.
We recently conducted an opinion poll from our viewers on whether the promises made on the implementation of the proposals submitted by the Mahasangha to ensure the victory of the UNP, including the proposal for Ranil Wickramasinghe to step down from the party leadership, would be accepted and upheld.
71.68% of respondents said that Ranil Wickramasinghe would break the promises as usual. 27.31% of respondents predicted that the promises would be kept. As of today, the view of the respondents who said that the promises would be broken has proven to be true. Meanwhile, at the working committee meeting held yesterday, a leadership council comprising of 9 members was appointed as per the prerogative of the party leader and the working committee. The following is that leadership council.
Karu Jayasuriya, chairman, crossed over to the government in 2007 with 17 MPs and held a ministerial portfolio. Returned to the UNP alone. Held the position of deputy leader. Said that he would not hold a position in the working committee until justice was received by those who were subject to acts of vengeance. Accepted chairmanship of the leadership council violating agreements reached with the Mahasangha. Tissa Attanayaka, member, lost his electorate at the last election. Resigned position of electorate organizer. Was appointed to parliament through the national list by Ranil Wickramasinghe. Mangala Samaravira, member, held prominent ministerial portfolios in PA and UPFA governments since 1994. Worked towards the defeat of the UNP while holding ministerial portfolios. Left the government and established the SLFP M-Wing. Allied with the UNP and contested 2010 parliamentary election. 3 years have passed since he obtained UNP membership. Lakshman Kiriyalla, member, former SLFP stalwart, held ministerial portfolios in the PA government since 1994. Joined the UNP in latter years. Ruwan Wijewardena, member, relative of Ranil Wickramasinghe, appointed as leader of the Youth Front by the leadership, appointed to working committee by virtue of being chairman of the Youth Front. UNP chairman, member. The position of UNP chairman is vacant following the resignation of the last chairman. Ravi Karunanayaka, member, joined the UNP from another party. MP Sajit Premadasa resigned from the United Leadership Council as a mark of respect for the Mahasangha. MP Thalata Attukorala rejected membership of the United Leadership Council.
MP Thalata Attukorala said this afternoon that she had decided not to accept membership of the Leadership Council.
My name was proposed, but I have respectfully declined. I am not a person who chases after posts. I am a person who always speaks and does things while keeping in mind the victory of the party and the party supporters. The Leadership Council that was appointed was not what I expected. The other fact is that there is no mention of a Leadership Council anywhere in the party constitution. So, prior to appointing the council, the convention should have been held and the constitution amended. As far as I know, there was an agreement between the Mahasangha, MPs Karu Jayasuriya and Sajit Premadasa, and party leader Ranil Wickramasinghe that all three would nominate members to the Leadership Council. However, this did not happen. MP Sajit Premadasa made clear representations regarding these factors, and I too said that the view in the country is not being represented and that I am not prepared to accept a position when what should happen is not taking place. I am dedicated to the party, and if at any instance I am asked to do anything for the party, I will do it, regardless of position or privileges.
Parliamentarian Sajit Premadasa resigned from the Leadership Council yesterday as a mark of respect for the Mahasangha, citing the non-implementation of the proposals put forward by the Mahasangha.
අද දවසේ කෘත්‍යාධිකාරී මණ්ඩලයේදී මෙම යෝජනා ක්‍රියාත්මක වීමේ අඩුලුහුඬුකම් ගණනාවක්.
Although my name has been proposed to the Leadership Council, I have withdrawn my name as a mark of respect to the Mahasangha since there were several shortcomings in the implementation of these proposals at the working committee meeting held today.
ඒ නිසා උන්වහන්සේලාට කරන ගරුත්වයක් හැටියට මම මේ නායකත්ව මණ්ඩලයේ ඒ අවස්ථාව මම ඉල්ලාස් කරගත්තා.